Hi YouTube, a lot of you know that I've been having a lot of trouble mechanically with my van trying to pass an inspection. And it's gotten to the point where I have to call van life finished. So as of 45 minutes ago, I will no longer be living in a commercial vehicle that I converted. I will officially be living in an RV. So I'm just going to spin around and show you that RV right now. That's right, guys. It passed inspection, and I have the papers to prove it. I brought it down, and I have it fully certified as an RV. Today is a good day. Long, bumpy, painful, frustrating, expensive road to get here. But I finally made it.
Yeah, so that was kind of a lame joke. But the truth is that I do actually have my van registered as a motorhome. The day after I got the last repairs done, I brought it back to get it inspected. That mechanic threw some more stuff at me. They insisted I get my wheels aligned before they would pass me, and that doing so would mean that they had to reinspect it, which means they had to charge me again. Basically, I don't want to get into it because it's going to make me very angry, but I had to pay more money to them. Is the gist of it. But it got it sorted. I found a mechanic to do it who, if I ever need a mechanic to work on from now on, I'm going to go there. They were great. Yeah, that other shop is just a bunch of crooks, basically. Everything that people warn you about mechanics. Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to avoid that. Yeah, so I had my wheels aligned. I found out that Cal Tire didn't even... They messed up when they didn't put a cotter pin in one of my ball joints. So I brought it back there, and they fixed their mistakes. Brought it back, finally got it past the inspection, which was great. So then I had a piece of paper with a sticker on it, basically says that I've passed inspection. From there, I then went to an insurance agency to get the van registered. Actually, no, first I went to the dump to get it weighed, and they wouldn't print me out a ticket. They said they don't do that there, that they would only write it down, but that wouldn't be a problem. Well, of course it was a problem when I went to the insurance agency. They took one look at this handwritten note and said no. As I kind of expected that they would. They said everything else was in order, but that they couldn't do it without that. The nearest weigh scale is Yak, which is not super close. And this thing's such a gas guzzler, I just don't want to pay for gas to go all the way to Yak to get that inspection thing. So I went rummaging through my things till I found a weigh scale certificate from last year, which I'm sure is slightly out of date, but it doesn't really matter. So I went and I found one from last year, and when I first tried to get this registered, that was done in Nelson, and I took that to another agency because the first one said, oh no, it's been too long, we don't feel comfortable using it. Fair enough. So I went to another insurance agency, and that guy was a real asshole about a lot of things. But he basically said that I was only beginning, that there were all these other things I needed to do in order to do this. So I left there because, to my knowledge, none of that is true. The third insurance agency I brought this to had no problem doing it. I went in, I talked to the lady, explained what was going on. I showed her the weigh certificate, and she said that she would accept it. So yeah, she basically made a call to make sure she had all her ducks in an order. We went out, and I was expecting quite a thorough inspection. When I talked to a previous insurance agency when I lived in Nelson, they gave me a real hard time about the exact specifics of converting it into a motorhome. Originally, they were going to do it without a safety inspection at all, which wouldn't have worked because when we got there, it would have popped up in the thing. But they started with that walkthrough inspection, and they were very specific, and they wanted to have there's like 5 things, and you need 3 of them, I think, that you need to have, and those are like water, heating, a bed, air conditioning. There's a list, and you need 3 of them. And I had 4, and they didn't like one, and they wanted specifically to have another one of them, which is not how it works. But they gave me a real hard time about it. She went through, she looked at it. I was prepared to like get up and prove that things were bolted down. And she was just sort of like, okay, yeah, you got this, show me the water, yep, okay. And then we walked out. Like, it was maybe a minute that we were in the van. So that was super cool, because that's kind of what I think it should be. This is very clearly a motorhome, right? Like, it takes 2 seconds to see that it's a motorhome and not a commercial van. So flipping through all those like little minutiae and stuff is kind of stupid in my opinion. But I do actually have those things, so even if we had done that, I still would have passed. So we go in and we do it out. We switch out the plates from my commercial plates over to these ones here that I have now, and signed it off, made photocopies of everything. This is now officially a motorhome. Made a couple of changes basically on the registration, to where, it used to say van, now it says motorhome, yay. So this process was long, painful, and expensive, and in no way worth it financially. I want to be perfectly clear about that. I spent a whole lot more money doing this than I will save with the insurance. That's just how it works. But for me, this was important for a couple of reasons. One basically is if you're living in your van, you can get it insured as a commercial vehicle. You can have it like this. Like, my insurance company knew that I was living in it. They knew the whole situation, but they insured it as a commercial vehicle. If for whatever reason there was a problem, I do not trust that that insurance company would pay for that. They would back out immediately. Like, let's say there was a fire. They would say, well, this commercial vehicle shouldn't have a stove in it, therefore, you lied on your insurance, even though I didn't lie. They know about it, but, or if I was in an accident and it was totaled for whatever reason, they could make an argument that this wasn't what they had improperly insured, and they could back out. It's really easy for insurance companies to not pay out that type of thing. So that's one reason. Another reason is there are some campsites and stuff that will only let you in if you're an RV. I don't plan on ever using that really, but it's a bonus thing for sure. And then the other thing that I really want to do is be able to get RV insurance on this. That means like content insurance and that type of thing. I'll be looking into that when my insurance is up in September, about what my options are for that. But because my entire life is in this vehicle, it would be great to have content insurance. And I know that you can get RV insurance that acts kind of like home or apartment insurance, stuff like that. Like, so like if someone were to break in and take some of my stuff or whatever, like the contents would be insured up to a certain amount. You can't do that with a commercial vehicle. And actually get that payout, like you said. So there's a couple reasons why that. Another reason is I really don't want to have to deal with the CVSE inspections. I haven't had one, but I could potentially be pulled over at any point and have this thing inspected by the commercial vehicle safety enforcement. I should have really looked that up from last time. CVSE, at which point then they can mandate that you get an inspection, stuff like that, and those are done sort of randomly. So going around with plates in a commercial vehicle that says, I'm a commercial vehicle, you can get that, have that happen to you. You have to pay a bunch of money. So if say that had happened to me, I would have had to go through this whole process anyway of passing a safety inspection. And just the other thing is, right, like they can do that. They can take one look at the motorhome, and it could be up to them to decide that that this wasn't being used properly. Worst case scenario, they could basically ground the vehicle. So, yeah, it just important for me, for my peace of mind, for sort of my safety in a way, for me to have this registered properly as a motorhome. Which is the reason why I've gone through this, and I'm so happy that that's finally over. I'm happy to kind of be past that. I really want to keep doing work on this vehicle to make it the best possible vehicle that it can be, to keep it in good condition, to keep it safe, so that something like last week never happens to me again. But I'm really glad that that sort of scrutiny and that rush, which is what I felt, and I think that's a contribution to why I messed up on that thing, is gone, and I can just sort of take it easy a little bit and maybe do some other fun things with the vehicle. So yeah, that's just an important announcement. I will be back with another video soon, hopefully, doing some just fun things with the van. So cheers, folks. I'll see you in the next one.